Hi everyone, today I will be reviewing Murder on the Orient Express. First of all, let me say what I thought about the movie before going to watch it. This movie was full of stars. Johnny Depp, Michelle Pfeiffer, Daisy Ridley, Judi Dench, Penelope Cruz, Willem Dafoe, and Josh Gad. That's a huge red flag. Whenever Hollywood knows they're about to produce a shitty script, they overflow it with well-known actors and stargaze the audience. It's also a way to get people in the theater. Oh, I love Johnny Depp. I'm definitely gonna go watch that. Michelle Pfeiffer is my fave. I have to go watch it. The movie sells until people realize how shitty it is. Unless you're a sheeple and you just never really notice it. I bet every single person in that theater went for one of two reasons. They read the book, like me, or they said, oh, there's so many good actors in it, it must be good. No, exactly the opposite. Overall, I give this movie a 3, and I think I'm being pretty generous. If it weren't for Johnny Depp's performance in this movie, it would have had a much lower rating. He probably was the only one that didn't really overact. To Johnny, you're great, we love you, but you are not a drunken pirate anymore, so stop talking like one. Another pro was that the main character was decently written and acted. For once, Hollywood didn't make the intelligent foreign main character have an English accent. Hollywood, for some reason, still hasn't gotten over their motherland complex. Although the girl from Star Wars played a supposedly witty, fiery character and she had an English accent. But it's a good step forward, I'll give them that. There are so many cons, I don't even know where to start. So I'm just gonna read my list that I wrote in the movie theater. The scars on Johnny Depp's face were really bad and really fake. It looked like someone grabbed a red eyeliner and just drew little X's all over his face. The beginning completely lost me. The character intros are probably some of the worst character intros I have ever seen in a movie. They did not make any sense. They did not relate to anything else in the movie. At the end of the movie, I tried to connect back to the beginning of the movie and there was just no connections. It also didn't help that I have a really hard time understanding English accents, and most people in that movie had an English accent. Also, the French accent that the main character had was pretty strong, and the whole movie just needed subtitles. At one point in the beginning of the movie, they spend like 10 minutes walking around between the conductor and this other guy, talking about how there's no room on the train and how they're gonna fit the detective on the train. And then when the princess walks in, she walks around the train and picks her cabin. I thought there was no room on the train. The volume throughout the whole movie was super unstable. It would go from a normal, almost too quiet volume whenever the characters were talking to being blasted by dramatic music and train noises. Did someone not catch that? My ears hurt by the end of the movie. In the ending, whenever the detective gets off of the train, this guy comes looking for him and says, I'm looking for Detective Billy Joe Bob. And the detective says, oh no, he's on holiday. But then when the guy tells him what the case is about, he's like, yeah, that's me. The detective's name was Hercules. Why did he say that was him? Did he have multiple names? Where did that name come from? There was a few takes throughout the movie where they showed the length of the train. It was a pretty long train, and throughout the whole movie, only 3 cabins were filmed in. What was going on in all the other cabins? Michelle Pfeiffer was wearing eyelash extensions. That's pretty historically inaccurate. The part where the detective announces that Johnny Depp has died was really, really badly acted. The camera literally went around, and as soon as he announced it, they would walk with the camera to this one character, they would say a line, and then it was like, 1, 2, 3, go. Say your line. 1, 2, 3, go. Say your line. It looked so rehearsed, it looked so fake, it was so badly acted, and the camera did a terrible job. The girl from Star Wars needs to stick to Star Wars. Her acting in this movie was terrible, and she could not be understood. She would barely move her mouth when she talked. I had no idea what she was saying. At one point, Josh Gad looks at the camera. They couldn't do a retake on that? Throughout the whole movie, the detective would have a crooked mustache. They made a huge point in the movie that the detective was kind of OCD. Do you really think that he would allow his mustache to be crooked? He even slept with a little mustache thing. In the conversation between the detective and the character that Willem Dafoe played, the camera was out of focus whenever it was on the detective, and it was in focus whenever it was on Willem Dafoe. nobody caught that you could not see the detective's face because it was so out of focus? Whenever the detective is about to get shot by the doctor, the train just conveniently falls over and is put back on the tracks as soon as a detective fires a shot. Oh, what a coincidence. How convenient. The part where Michelle Pfeiffer reveals that she's been wearing a wig the whole movie, which was pretty obvious, was super overdramatic. She literally looked like she was taking part in a shampoo commercial. The end of the movie was terrible. The effects were really bad. You could see the green screen. With today's technology, that should not happen. At one point in the movie, the conductor sends all the servants and all the cooks away out of the carriage that everyone else was in, and they never come back. They just disappear. Where did they go? What happened to them? In the beginning, where the detective is talking about how he has a gift to notice the unobvious, they make it really dramatic. There's literally a violin playing in the background as he talks about how his gift is a gift and a curse. And the other guy that he's talking with says, oh, it's almost like you look into people's soul and know the truth. And it was so cheesy, so corny, and so overdramatic. All in all, this movie was pretty terrible. I would not recommend going to watch it. If you want to waste 2 hours of your time watching a shitty movie based on a book, then just read the book. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please subscribe down below. If there's a movie that you would like for me to watch and critique, just comment below and I will watch it and critique it. Bye!